Hi, I'm Leon Lovelace, and this is Unstoppable Force. I got a news story for you, and it's a local story, so it might not, might relate directly to you, but it's just interesting for me to talk about this. And it's about a local story in Jacksonville, North Carolina. It's close to where I live, and it's a small city. And in 2017, they just opened a public pool here, so that's very interesting. Okay, so the pool they opened on Friday last week, so that was June 30th. What's really interesting about this public pool is that the hours are only from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I did talk to the lifeguards they hired, and they talked about how they did work for the city of Jacksonville. And I asked them why Jacksonville didn't convert a community pool to a public pool, because that's what they did in this instance. So I asked them why they didn't do this, years ago. I mean, they probably could have done this a couple of decades ago in the 90s or even the 80s, but maybe it was because the population was a lot smaller then, because Jacksonville is right next to Camp Lejeune, and that's a military base. So I think a lot of it is also because a lot of the people that wanted to go to a pool, they had base access, especially in the past. So on base there's a pool, so maybe the residents that weren't military affiliated didn't have as much of a desire to go to a pool, so that's why they didn't build a public pool. Then what I find interesting about the pool hours is it's really short, so maybe they're not wanting to pay the lifeguards as much, or they're trying to hire as few lifeguards as possible. That's why they don't just have the pool hours from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or something like that, or 9 to 7, because it's summertime. So I mean, swimming till 7 or 8 p.m. when the sun's starting to set right now really isn't that big a deal. But so for me, the pool hours is really also telling. And then it's a small fee to get in. $1 if you're under 12, and $2 if you're 13 or above. So I'm sure that helps the city pay for the lifeguards and any other expenses they have for running a public pool. So I thought the population of Jacksonville was a lot smaller than it is, but I was checking to see what the population was, because I don't often, check to see the population in my local city. But according to Wikipedia, the population of Jacksonville is 70,145, and this is as of 2010. So Wikipedia talks about how Jacksonville is the 14th largest city in North Carolina. So why is it that the 14th largest city in North Carolina couldn't create a public pool until fucking 2017? What the hell is going on where they can't provide us some goods and some services that we like a public pool? And if some of you want to discredit Wikipedia and say, oh well, anybody could edit it. Well, first of all, remember that you could edit it, but if your information is incorrect, they're gonna change it back to what it was before. And another thing is that Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks did a news story about how Wikipedia is actually too stringent on their requirements, because sometimes new information comes in and they don't allow it to be changed, so that creates problems for Wikipedia. But also looked up the population of Jacksonville on citydata.com, and it talks about how population in 2014 for Jacksonville was 69,047. So it's about accurate. But also the lifeguards talked about how it's not in the paper, but they told me that this is a pilot program because they're measuring to see what the public's demands are for a public pool, and if there's a lot of people that end up showing up and coming all the time, then Jacksonville's going to build a public pool. And he said it's going to be sometime in August or sometime later in the summer. So that's good that they're going to build one, but I mean, they should have done this years ago. And that's my issue with this.